Stephen, how's it going?
It is going very well, my friend. How are you?
Very good. I was fortunate enough to see the Broadway musical back in 2017. It had such an energy and emotion sitting there in the Music Box Theatre. So, what was your mindset in trying to recreate that for the 2D format of cinema?
Well, I think that like you, I was a fan of the show. I saw it at the Music Box. I loved it. Um, and as a lover of theater, and I have been for decades, I've always been fascinated by how do you capture that tone, where how do you turn a thousand seat theater into like a dining room with four people in it, and so what we learned exploring it was with between the live singing, in some cases the extended takes, and just using the power of cinema, just what a close up can do, like when he's singing For Forever on stage, Cynthia Murphy is 50 feet away. You can't really see her up close. But man, when you have Ben Platt singing For Forever and you can cut to a close up of Amy Adams or Danny Pino or Caitlin Dever, it's a completely different animal. It becomes more intimate in a way. So whatever we lost in terms of the live performance communal aspect of it, we gained in the intimacy.
Because I was going to ask, traditionally, a Hollywood musical is big and colorful and loud and big, huge ensembles and well choreographed musical numbers. But Dear Evan Hansen is kind of the opposite. So, how did you approach that in directing, particularly the music type scenes?
Well, I feel that each and Mark Platt was very helpful with this. I mean, he's so great at musicals. We're talking about each one, about the aesthetic and the grammar of each one. So basically, we looked at the songs as the extension of the scenes. Like to us, it was like a drama with songs or a musical with a little M. We weren't trying to be flashy. We were trying to be authentic and true. So let's say a character's just talking and then suddenly they break into song. It's not like we switched microphones between the talking and the singing. It was all the same thing. It was an extension of the dialogue. That's how we looked at every single piece, with the exception of whether it's an internal song like an anonymous one's or a waving, that was slightly different. But the only time we really did a number, quote unquote, was Sincerely Me, which by the way, not surprisingly, the most fun I had because doing that number was a genuine blast. We got to be big and loud and funny, and I loved doing it. But otherwise, like you said, it was a very intimate show, and that's how we designed it from the beginning.
Great cast. I just want to ask about Caitlin Dever. I think I appreciated her character a lot more in this movie than perhaps what I did in the stage musical. So, what made her stand out for you?
I mean, she's once in a generation. She's a great talent, genuinely, and also like Zoe is a character. I'm glad that you said that. I love Zoe. Zoe might be my favorite character in the whole piece. I relate to her very much because my wife had some struggles growing up, similar to her. It's like when there's a child in the family that requires extra attention. Sometimes the person that's handling it gets overlooked, and I really relate to that. And I know that Caitlin did as well. With the way that she approached the performance. Look, I looked at everything. If you've seen in the stage play, there's a lot more kissing, and there's a lot more other things. And for me, everywhere we could turn to strengthen Zoe, to make her tougher, to make her more difficult to win over, to make her stronger, to make her not suffer fools, and be like that amazing person that Evan sees, because we get to actually see her be at the dance. We get to see her be in all these amazing things. I don't know. We just had more room to do it because on stage you can't flash back to her going to a homecoming dance and Evan looks at her and says, "My God, look at her. She's just so free." So we had every trick at our disposal, and what was most fun for me, I have to say, was turning the beginning part of Only Us into a statement, not a love song. It becomes a love song by the end, but at first it's a statement of strength and purpose from Zoe. I love that song. I love what she brought to it.
All right. Well, look, I'll leave it at that. It's a terrific film. Stephen, thanks so much for chatting with us.
Thank you, sir.